Hello everyone, I'm a Mariel fan, and welcome to the Photo Retrospective. This series is where I go through photos that I've taken over time, and break it down by a year. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 2015, which, in this case, was not a very big year. There's only about 14 photos, and we're going to be going through all of them today. And I'll be talking about each of them, talking about the location, and what we're seeing in these photos. So, this first photo here is the switch in Mansfield for the Framingham subdivision to Framingham via Walpole. This is the track the Patriots train takes to get to Gillette Stadium. And as you can see here, it's opened, so ready for a train to come in. This was January 2015, so I do think this was a Patriots train trying to get to Gillette. So, let's move on to the next photo. And this is MBTA F40PH-2C 1071. Most likely the motive power that day for the Patriots train. This was that same day. This is one of MBTA's 2Cs, so if it hasn't already, it will be sent off for rebuild at some point in the near future to be converted into a 3C, like all the others. Alright, now we move on to May 2015. As you can see, the 23rd. This is actually the Cape Cod Railroad Bridge, actually opened, or up. So, ready for boat traffic to go past. This is, a day for the Cape Flyer, so we'll be seeing that in a second, as you can see. Let's move on to the next photo. And as you can see, the bridge is now lowered and ready for the train to pass over. I think this was a Cape Flyer day, so the Cape Flyer will be going across. Unfortunately, I don't have any photos of it for some reason, though I do believe I might have filmed it, or I don't know. So, let's move on to our next photos. So our next photo here is once again the switch in Mansfield, this time lined for the main line. So you can see, there's no train, so I think this was just a no trains coming, just trying to take a photo of the track. But it is interesting how I have multiple photos of the same switch in one year, though at different times of the year, though you can't really notice it by much. Here's a photo actually of two trains passing just down the track from Mansfield. And as you can see, this is actually the old platforms at Mansfield. They've recently replaced them all, so it's very nice to see them in this photo. And as you can see down the track there, we have the two trains passing, one heading down to Providence and one heading back up to Boston. And as you can see, leading the Boston train is actually one of MBTA's MBB cab cars. These cab cars are fairly rare nowadays, and you really only see single-level cab cars on the north side, and this is interesting to see one on the south side, though this was, almost 7 years ago, or really 6 years ago. But it's also interesting just to see an MBB cab car. You really don't see those anymore. Most of them have been, if not already, or will be, converted into coach cars, so it's very interesting to see that there coming into Mansfield. Oh yeah, and here's our next photo of that day. Apparently it was a Patriots train day. As you can see here, we have an HSP 46 backing on with the Patriots train. It's full single-level consist. And as you can see, actually on the other track is cab car 1800. So that's the first of the cab cars of the series. And interesting seeing there, that was mostly an inbound train, because on the inbound side. And so I assume that that single-level train we actually saw there was most likely actually the Patriots train because of our full single-level consist here. Let's move on to the next photo. And here's a slightly more clear photo. The train on the other side is either out of frame or gone now, and continuing the train as it backs onto the Framingham sub there, heading to Gillette Stadium. And as you can see, just off on the side there, on one of the cars, you can see one of the Wi-Fi wraps. Those are also rare these days. I don't know if there's actually any cars left. It's probably somewhere. But those cars, I think, have since been removed from the cars, so if there's any left, it was just a straggler. And next, actually, we move on. There's that train, an inbound MBTA train, departing from Mansfield, and as you can see, the other direction is actually an Amtrak Acela coming down from Boston, most likely heading for Washington. And though this is just a photo, you can most likely assume that it was not going track speed because of the Patriots train just leaving, or just passing, so it was most likely doing a slow move through Mansfield, which is not something you see every day. So let's move on to the next photo. Here's a slightly more closer up photo. You can see now it's on that switch, and 2012 there is leading power car. Next up, Blue Providence. You can see. Here's actually a photo of it past with 2013 on the tail end of it. This is a very interesting shot of Mansfield as well, because we have nowadays we have the new platforms in, and also newer buildings around Mansfield. So the look is different now. Let's next photo. And here's another photo of it down the track a bit more, though still at the station. And there's another great view of the platforms there. They've, like I said, been changed, and it's nice to see some photos of them. Tail end there. Oh yeah, now we've moved on down to Essex, Connecticut. Moving away from Massachusetts a bit. This is the Essex steam train. As you can see, it's preparing to leave the station. 3025 there is on the head, getting all right fired up for the trip. Here's a photo of the dinner train cars sitting on the siding. Not a very good photo, but this was over 6 years ago, so I've gotten definitely better at photo taking. But this is just a nice photo of some cars there. And that turned out to be our last photo for today. So thank you for watching. This is actually the first one I've made, so if you like it, please tell me in the comments, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!